So just as I was about to go and do my ritual, I just realized something that I thought was very important to share, especially for people that may be at this point in their journey. And that is, I just had this realization, this huge revelation that I just remember this thing, I really like myself, but because of narcissistic abuse and surviving it and the spiritual implications such as dissociation and having a fragmented soul, I forgot who I was. And that was one of the things that the narcissist did try to destroy within me. They wanted me to become the broken, limited individual that they were. And fortunately for me, even though I was dissociated and I was pulled into a warped sense of myself and I lost myself, like there were times when I would look in the mirror and I was so dead behind the eyes that I couldn't connect to, there was like this disconnect. It was like literally like looking outside of my body and looking at a stranger. They wanted to destroy everything that drew people to me, what made me attractive, what made me uniquely me. And that is part of what they want to do, because they realize that they can isolate you from yourself, if they can isolate you from the rest of the world, because you now doubt yourself and your place in the world, and you're now this flattened and muted version of yourself, you are going to miss out on the blessings and the things that are essentially made for you. And it took me a long time. Actually, I was today years old when I had this realization that before the most devastating abuse that I'd ever experienced in my life, I was a completely different person. I was a free spirit, easygoing. I trusted easily. I was fun. I was hilarious. I had a great sense of humor, and I had this gravitas and this pull, and I had this following of people that just liked me for who I was at the time. And unfortunately, narcissists are predators. So they also see that in you. And a lot of times before the narcissist even gets to you, they've had enough time to study you and to take notes and to come up with a plan of action, a course of action as to how to infiltrate you and to get in and gain your trust so that they can demolish everything that is essentially you, and in hopes, hopefully, extract that and pull you into them. But it doesn't work that way. So their pathological envy gets to the point where ultimately they have to destroy you, because they realize that there can only be one of you. And well, they're not so happy embodying the shell that they have and all of the traits that they lack, because there's nothing original. They are literally chameleons. What was that character in the X-Men? I can't think of it, but a shapeshifter, and that's why they call them chameleons. And so even though the narcissist tried to destroy the very fabric of who I naturally am, as I began to heal and recognize that I had experienced a deep form of spiritual, psychological, and physical warfare, it was one of the most difficult things to fight through, internally, because when something is spiritual, it doesn't resonate in the world, the physical world, the same way. People just see you as lacking, as being something to either avoid, fix, or they don't know the damage and the harm that you've experienced. And so naturally, there are two types of people that you will come across when you are recovering from this nightmare of abuse. You will be completely attracted and attractive to predators who want to further dig their claws into the work that's already been done to deconstruct the fiber in the walls that are essentially you, because you're still you. It's just that you can't reach that part of you because you've been reprogrammed. Like, we are very programmable in our minds. Politicians know this. Educational systems know this. Marketing people know this. And predatorial people by far know this. So that is their job, is to derail your internal programming and also exploit the areas within your internal programming that is weak and accepting of their new programming, so that you can basically forfeit your whole identity and give it to them. But they're always, 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 always sadly disappointed because, well, they think it's that easy to quote unquote do like a destiny exchange. They still have to keep up the charade, and there's cracks in the mask, and so it can only last for so long, and so they have to also do this with other people. It's not just the person in the primary relationship that they pull masks from. They get them from people that they admire. They get them from movie characters that they observe, that they really admire. They get them from all kinds of different places. And this is an amalgamation of ultimately who they show, whoever it is, whoever they're hunting for. That is the version that they will give you. And I've also found this to be a red flag. Whenever I've met somebody that's predatorial, the mirroring is uncanny. And you'll be like, wait a minute, there's no way that this person can be completely aligned with everything I like. Like, it's almost as if they don't have an opinion. And it's almost as if they really don't have a sound sense of self, which they actually don't. And, you know, it's very difficult until after you've like gone through this to recognize that you've overrode your body's internal alarm systems, to be mindful of that person, because they are showing you an Academy Award performance. Like, it's nothing personal. They need this, like we need air, but they need both air and the ability to perform in such a way to get their needs met, because they are really little Bobby and little Billy in a big old adult body, but with the anger and the resources of a full-grown adult and the experience. So yeah, for anybody that's recovering from this, if you are patient and if you are just honest and just patient with yourself, you do get better. You do come back to yourself. And of course, I also had to go through, I finally found the right therapist to get through the warfare that I had, lived through for all those years when I was with the person that tried to basically, I got it. Ooh, I'm a good hunter. The person that was trying to destroy me, ultimately. So I thank God every single day. Like, I know this is going to sound crazy, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And for me, personally, I can say this. I'm now grateful that things landed the way that they did, because I wouldn't know exactly what I'm made of if I hadn't been forged in the fire. So yeah, this time I'm going to leave you guys alone. I won't put anything up here again, I promise you.